So I know I had no purpose on doing this video, but it happened to me twice again. I just had thoughts going to my head, right? I'm like, okay, why do I need to make this video? I know there's no thumbnail, there's no special nothing, but I know a lot of you guys, even myself, are struggling with this one thing, and that is relationships and communication, especially. I want to talk about a very special book that actually helped me, if not saved me, from a lot of wasted time and a lot of controversy. Because a lot of you, research on how do I make friends. I've I actually never researched that or never Googled that, but I know there's people who do that. Because nowadays everybody's lonely. Everybody's got their own Sigma grind set and stuff like that. But it's not that I don't believe in it, but it's just that it's just cringy, right? Just saying that, oh yeah, I'm Sigma, oh yeah, I'm this, oh no, I'm a lone wolf, and you get to realize that it's not that doesn't work like that. But this book really helped me to realize that relationships, if not making friends and influencing them in some type of way, of course, in an ethic way, can actually boost not your self-esteem, but it can boost your sense of well-being and your sense of being successful at something, right? Because life is about relationships, right? Life is about communicating because we are pretty much animals, right? We communicate. We have to communicate in order to survive, right? How are you going to find the right person for you, right? If you want a girlfriend, well, you gotta know somebody, right? You got to be introduced by someone, or you gotta talk to someone, pretty much, right? And interact with them, and kind of just feel the vibe, right? But that's not the end of this video. This book is one of my favorite books that I've read around 2 or 3 times, and and I've skimmed over some pages. I don't sometimes I don't even start from the beginning of the book. I start at a page, it's just random page. I kind of just close my eyes, and I just pick a page, pick a page, pick a page, and boom, I pick that page and I read it, right? I read it from the beginning, of course, but then I start reading, right? And the more you read, the more you realize that, oh wow, that is a lot of information. I didn't know that. How could I have known that, right? But guess what? Not a lot of people pick up books nowadays. Sure, I mean, books might be obsolete for some people, right? Because there are ebooks online and you can get guides from who knows where, right? Any website. But let me tell you something. Having a book in front of you is very different. It's different type of energy. And you gotta believe me on this. It is a very different energy than just looking at a screen and just reading words. I don't know if that's just me, but it does feel very different. But if you have a hardcover book and you just pick it up and you're like, what is this ancient thing doing on my face, right? And you start doing this, right? You start skimming over and you're like, oh wow, okay. I mean, same table of contents, same everything, but it's just different energy. When you pick it up and you actually focus and you're not on your screen, looking at notifications, getting distracted, have some focus time, some alone time in order for you to read this book. But nowadays, that's not really how we do things now. Maybe 30 years ago we did, but nowadays we have the internet and everybody's distracted, right? And everybody's just all day in their computers and not socializing. I know some people don't like to socialize. That is actually me. I don't really like to, start conversations because that's not really me. I'm not really comfortable, but I push myself sometimes, right? And if I vibe with the person, cool. And if I don't vibe with them, it's just kind of awkward. But you learn from your past failure experiences, pretty much, right? And I've done that. That's been me. Sometimes people approach me and they ask me something, and I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And then they're just like staring at me like, oh, okay, and then start stuttering, right? As a matter of fact, this book actually helped me lower my stutter because sometimes, and I'm pretty sure if you guys know me or if you guys watch some of these videos, you guys know that I have a really bad stutter and I speak really fast. And not just that, I have a lisp. Sometimes I talk like this, I talk like this, like mumbling my words, because sometimes I think that I'm not really pushing my message out there, and so my brain starts firing, right? It starts just mumbling words and just spitting out random stuff, which sometimes it doesn't make sense, and I know that. Sometimes I so criticize myself, and some people, write in the comments, are like, "Oh, dude, you're not meant for this," and I'm like, "Dude, watch me, I'll get better." As you guys may know, this is probably like 5 minutes because I see the little timer here, but I'm being precise and I'm being concise. I'm not just mumbling words here and there. I have a clear speech. Sometimes, yes, a little lisp, a little stutter comes out of nowhere, but it's fine. We all have to learn from our past mistakes, such as I have. I'm not perfect, and I never will be. But I will always be one step closer every day, no matter what. Either if it's reading books or reading anything at all. But let me tell you why. So I don't keep you any longer here. Let me tell you why this book helped me a lot on achieving some pretty good relationships, man. A long time ago, I used to be this shy kid, this shy fat kid that didn't know how to communicate, didn't know how to pretty much spit the message out. He didn't know how to build up relationships. He didn't know how to even say hi to people. It doesn't have to even be girls. It doesn't even have to be friends. It was it was bad. I couldn't even talk to my friends' parents. And I know if they're watching this, I know they're laughing right now because a long time ago, one of my parents' friends, he asked me how I was doing, right? And I started mumbling. I was like, all this, you know, and they started laughing, right? And I'm pretty sure that created some kind of trauma subconsciously on the back of my head. But but you know what? That actually helped me realize that, damn, I need to get better at my speech. I need to slow my words and be concise, not just mumble words and here and there and try to make it sense because that's failed communication right there. But yeah, this book is called How to Win Friends and Influence People by the one and only Dale Carnegie. Yep, yes sir. This book has helped many millions, billions, billions of billions of people or persons, you know. And this book is such a great book, man. I cannot emphasize it. I can't. There's so many key points, so much information in here that this book, in order to get it right, you can't read it once. You have to read it over and over and over and over again. I've read it twice, but now that I got it on my hands, I might read it my third time, but I first gotta finish some other book that I'm reading, and it's called How to Sell Your Way Through Life. Because if you guys didn't know, selling is pretty is pretty hard. Selling, a lot of people think that selling is evil. A lot of people tell you that, oh, don't trust the salesman, don't do this, don't listen to that guy, he's going to scam you, he has very bad intentions. And some people don't have ethics, and that's why the famous "don't trust the salesman" come. But selling is life, selling is everything. Even this, making a video trying to convince you guys to read this book, is me selling this book to you guys and my past experience with it because it actually helped me. I mean, completely honest, this book actually helped me. If you guys knew me 5 years ago, I wouldn't be talking the way I am right now because one, I stuttered. Two, my English was cracked. Well, not cracked as in really good, but it was bad. It was like if Yoda, the one for Star Wars, was talking. Yeah, I know. I know it seems unreal, but it is real. And yeah, I mean, I don't have no script. I don't have no nothing. This book actually helped me get along with people, even with my own friends. I understood the cues. I understood relationships. I understood not everything, of course, because, I got to read it again. But it gave me an idea. I'm like, oh, wow, I've been doing this thing wrong all over for the past 5 years. And so not only does this book help me with my stutter, my lisp, my message, but it also helped me to realize that reading is actually very important. A lot of people haven't picked up a book in the past 20 years. I know that seems that I just pull it out of my ass, but I've heard it on several interviews. They're like, "Well, dude, I read this book, and it was the first book that I've read in the past 20 years." And I'm like, I mean, I do get it because books are very boring for some people, and that was me. Yeah, this is actually, if I recall and if I remember very well, in all honesty, this was the first book I ever read fully, like all the way. All of my 20 or I read this book when I was like 18, 19. But when I was, this was the first book in 18 years that I actually read, fully read. And I didn't even understand it because I was trying to get it. Back then, I'm like, you know what? Why not advance in my speech? Why not proceed to read books and actually understand word by word? And, it kind of was kind of like a waste of time writing everything down on a piece of paper. But that's the way I learn. Many people have different ways of learning, and mine, sadly, it is the you have to get a piece of paper, get a pen, and write down. Because if not, I'm going to forget, and I will never remember. And that's me. But that teaches you to be disciplined. If that's you, if you can retain anything, if you can, I know. I mean, I'm sorry, but you have to write it down. And I'm pretty sure computer does not count, so you gotta get notebooks. I even have my notebook right here. Right now, I'm studying my personal trainer thing and public speaking, and look, I have to write it down. If I write it down, it's just kind of wasting time for me sometimes because I'm just consuming, 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 but I'm not taking action. But one of the things that I will really encourage you is to get this book. And and no, I'm not here to sell it to you, but I mean, sometimes you gotta support a guy, right? You gotta support your boy sometimes, and that is by purchasing this book. But that's not the end of the book. That's not the end of this. If you are going to purchase this on the link down below, hear this out before you click out the video all upset because I wasted your time. But I hopefully do believe that I've given much value because I know a lot of people, even people at the gym. You'd be surprised how many people have social anxiety. Give me a minute. You seem to realize that a lot of people have anxious, they feel anxious every time. Even me. I'm not walking like the most confident man in the world or the most confident 20-year-old in the world. No. All of us have insecurities. All of us feel anxious at some point. And yeah, even at the gym, you'd be surprised how many people just make eye contact with me and they're like, they try to intimidate you, like, oh, are you gonna talk to me or what's up, right? And sometimes I just don't say anything because I'm like, are you going to say something or what's up, bro? I mean, sometimes I do the little gym bro nod, like what's up, bro, like like what's good. But yeah, I mean, if that's you, and if people that know me or have seen me walking around, you know, just look at me. Well, I mean, at least say hi. I mean, at least say like well, what's up, bro, or like, I mean, I like your video. I don't know, something positive, man. But I mean, if it's negative and it's criticism, it's welcome too. How the heck are you going to learn if you don't get criticized? Not You're not gonna get a golden star in your forehead every day for not doing shit, you know. But I mean, that's up to you. But yeah, I will really encourage you to check this book out. This book will maximize results in a matter of, I don't want to say hours or weeks or months, maybe in a matter of a year because that's what it took me. But I have my way of learning. Maybe you have more retention span. Maybe you remember. Maybe you have photographic memory. Maybe you can learn it fast. Maybe you can absorb information differently than I do. And that's very good. That's even better. If you can, props to you. But I would really encourage you to get this book down on the website. And last but not least, do not read this once. Let me repeat that again. And if this is all you get from the video, sure, I mean, you can get it on an ebook. I don't mind, but you might want to get the hard copy and start writing things down on a piece of paper like I have right here. I know. It seems unreal, but it's not. I've done it, so you have to do it because that's the way you got to learn. And like I said, there's some people, some outliers that, they might have photographic memory or they just absorb better. Cool. Props to you. You're a better human being than all of us. But for the average person, such as myself, you got to write it down. And you got to read it more than once. I would recommend read it more than once. If you want to read it 10 times, go ahead. It won't hurt you. It will actually, if not, impact more in your life. You have more impact in your life. You will see through lives of people. You will see how to become a leader. You will see how to entertain a person. You will see how to build connections and network the right way with this book right here on my hands. But that's just gonna be the end of the video. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys find this interesting, and I hope you guys go click that link below. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.